are we doing it this time? Hello? Oh, we are doing it. Okay, that's weird. It didn't do it that time. Wait, are you seeing anything? Is this showing up? Yeah, we should be good right now. Let me double check that. Okay, I try not to do like that kind of are we live thing at the start of any stream because it's cringe. Anyway, I got like halfway through the Ethiopic block, but whatever. Actually, no, I didn't actually get that very far. I got to like here. Still like a substantial way, but like, hey, it's only a couple minutes. I can redo that. I'm glad I checked because we are live though, right? Yeah, we are live. Let's just go ahead and start this. What's the holdup? Let me get a better zoom level on this. Bada-ba-boingle. Bada-ba-boingle. It is a good width now. Ethiopic syllable ha. Ethiopic syllable hu. I have water, right? I don't have any water anymore. Ethiopic syllable hu. Ethiopic syllable he. Ethiopic syllable ha. Let me close Discord real quick. Actually, no. Before I forget, let me actually post the link into my private server now. Okay. Later I should create, whatever. We're doing this again. I have the energy now. I have so much energy and I'm ready to keep going. Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable ha, Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable ho, Ethiopic syllable hoa, Ethiopic syllable la, Ethiopic syllable lu, Ethiopic syllable li. Ethiopic syllable la, Ethiopic syllable le, Ethiopic syllable le, Ethiopic syllable lo, Ethiopic syllable lwa. Ethiopic syllable ha, Ethiopic syllable hu, Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable ha, Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable he, Ethiopic syllable ho, Ethiopic syllable hoa, Ethiopic syllable ma, Ethiopic syllable mu, Ethiopic syllable mi, Ethiopic syllable ma, Ethiopic syllable me, Ethiopic syllable me, Ethiopic syllable mo, Ethiopic syllable moi, Ethiopic syllable za, Ethiopic syllable zu, and Ethiopic syllable z, Ethiopic syllable za, Ethiopic syllable ze, Ethiopic syllable ze, Ethiopic syllable zo. This does not feel real. Ethiopic syllable zwa. Like I'm on, right? Like it's weird. This feels weird. Where was I? Ethiopic syllable ze. Ethiopic syllable zo, Ethiopic syllable zwa, Ethiopic syllable ra, Ethiopic syllable ru, Ethiopic syllable ri, Ethiopic syllable ra, Ethiopic syllable re, Ethiopic syllable re, Ethiopic syllable ro, Ethiopic syllable ra, Ethiopic syllable sa, Ethiopic syllable su, Ethiopic syllable si, Ethiopic syllable sa, Ethiopic syllable sa, Ethiopic syllable se, Ethiopic syllable se, Ethiopic syllable so, Ethiopic syllable swa. Ethiopic syllable sha, Ethiopic syllable shu, Ethiopic syllable she, Ethiopic syllable sha, Ethiopic syllable she, Ethiopic syllable she, Ethiopic syllable sho, Ethiopic syllable shwa, Ethiopic syllable ka, Ethiopic syllable ku, Ethiopic syllable ki, Ethiopic syllable ka, Ethiopic syllable ke, Ethiopic syllable ke, Ethiopic syllable ko, Ethiopic syllable koa, Ethiopic syllable kwa, Ethiopic syllable kwe, Ethiopic syllable qua, Ethiopic syllable que, Ethiopic syllable que, Ethiopic syllable ka, Ethiopic syllable ku, Ethiopic syllable ki, Ethiopic syllable ke, Ethiopic ka, Ethiopic syllable ke, Ethiopic syllable ke, Ethiopic syllable ko, Ethiopic syllable qua, Ethiopic syllable kui, Ethiopic syllable qua, Ethiopic syllable que, Ethiopic syllable que. It feels weird. I need to stop saying that. I need to just keep going. It's a keep going kind of thing. Ethiopic syllable ba, Ethiopic syllable bu, Ethiopic syllable bi, Ethiopic syllable ba, Ethiopic syllable be, Ethiopic syllable be, Ethiopic syllable bo, Ethiopic syllable bois, Ethiopic syllable va, Ethiopic syllable vu, Ethiopic syllable vi, Ethiopic syllable va, Ethiopic syllable ve, Ethiopic syllable ve, Ethiopic syllable vo, Ethiopic syllable voix. Oh my gosh, hold on. Ethiopic syllable ta, Ethiopic syllable tu, Ethiopic syllable ti, Ethiopic syllable ta, Ethiopic syllable te, Ethiopic syllable te, Ethiopic syllable to, Ethiopic syllable twa. Ethiopic syllable. What is letter C in this organization? Tell me. Ethiopic syllable sa. No, no. I'll do here. Like it's a I. Like it could really mean anything. Ethiopic syllable here. Ethiopic syllable hu. Ethiopic syllable ki. Ethiopic syllable kya. Ethiopic syllable ke. Ethiopic syllable he. He. Ethiopic syllable hyo. Ethiopic syllable hua. Ethiopic syllable ha. Ethiopic syllable hu. Ethiopic syllable he. Ethiopic syllable ha. Ethiopic syllable he. Ethiopic syllable he. Ethiopic syllable ho. Ethiopic syllable hua. Ethiopic syllable hua. Ethiopic syllable hui. Ethiopic syllable hua. Ethiopic syllable hue. Ethiopic syllable hue. Ethiopic syllable na. Ethiopic syllable nu. Ethiopic syllable ni. Ethiopic syllable na. Ethiopic syllable ne. Ethiopic syllable ne. Ethiopic syllable no. Ethiopic syllable noa. Ethiopic syllable nya. Ethiopic syllable nyo. Ethiopic syllable ni. Ethiopic syllable nya. Ethiopic syllable nye. Ethiopic syllable nye. Ethiopic syllable nyo. Ethiopic syllable nywa. Ethiopic syllable glottal a. Ethiopic syllable glottal u. Ethiopic syllable glottal e. Ethiopic syllable glottal a. Ethiopic syllable glottal e. Ethiopic syllable glottal e. Ethiopic syllable glottal o. Ethiopic syllable glottal wa. Ethiopic syllable ka. Ethiopic syllable ku. Wait, syllable? Huh. Ethiopic syllable ku. Ethiopic syllable ki. Ethiopic syllable ka. Ethiopic syllable ke. Ethiopic syllable ke. Ethiopic syllable ko. Ethiopic syllable koa. Ethiopic syllable qua. Ethiopic syllable qui. Ethiopic syllable qua. Ethiopic syllable que. Ethiopic syllable que. Ethiopic syllable ka equal Ethiopic syllable ku. Ethiopic syllable ki. Ethiopic syllable ka. Ethiopic syllable ke. Ethiopic syllable ke. Ethiopic syllable ko. Ethiopic syllable qua. Ethiopic syllable qui. Ethiopic syllable qua. Ethiopic syllable que. Ethiopic syllable que. Ethiopic syllable wa. Ethiopic syllable wu. Ethiopic syllable we. Ethiopic syllable wa. Ethiopic syllable we. Ethiopic syllable we. Ethiopic syllable wo. Ethiopic syllable wa. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal a. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal u. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal e. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal a. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal e. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal e. Ethiopic syllable pharyngeal o. Ethiopic syllable za. Ethiopic syllable zu. Ethiopic syllable z. Ethiopic syllable za. Ethiopic syllable ze. Ethiopic syllable ze. Ethiopic syllable zo. Ethiopic syllable zwa. Ethiopic syllable ja. Ethiopic syllable ju. Ethiopic syllable ji. Ethiopic syllable ja. Ethiopic syllable je. Je. Ethiopic syllable je. Ethiopic syllable jo. Jo. Ethiopic syllable joa. Ethiopic syllable ya. Ethiopic syllable you. Ethiopic syllable ye. Ethiopic syllable ya. Ethiopic syllable ye equals Ethiopic syllable ye. Ethiopic syllable yo. Ethiopic syllable yoa. Ethiopic syllable da. Ethiopic syllable du. Ethiopic syllable di. Ethiopic syllable da. Ethiopic syllable de. Ethiopic syllable de. Ethiopic syllable do. Ethiopic syllable dwa. Ethiopic syllable da. Ethiopic syllable du. Ethiopic syllable di. Ethiopic syllable da. Ethiopic syllable de. Ethiopic syllable de. Ethiopic syllable do. Ethiopic syllable dwa. Ethiopic syllable ya. Ethiopic syllable you. Ethiopic syllable ye. Ethiopic syllable ya. Ethiopic syllable ye equals Ethiopic syllable ye. Ethiopic syllable yo. Ethiopic syllable yua. Ethiopic syllable ga. Ethiopic syllable gu. Ethiopic syllable gi. Ethiopic syllable ga equal Ethiopic syllable ge. Ethiopic syllable ge. Ethiopic syllable go. Ethiopic syllable goa. Ethiopic syllable gua. Ethiopic syllable gui. Ethiopic syllable gua. Ethiopic syllable gue. Ethiopic syllable gue. Ethiopic syllable ga. Ethiopic syllable gu. Ethiopic syllable gi. Ethiopic syllable ga. Ethiopic syllable ge. Ethiopic syllable ge. Ethiopic syllable go. Ethiopic syllable gua. Ethiopic syllable ta. Ethiopic syllable tu. Ethiopic syllable ti. Ethiopic syllable ta. Ethiopic syllable te. Ethiopic syllable te. Ethiopic syllable to. Ethiopic syllable twa, Ethiopic syllable cha, Ethiopic syllable chu, Ethiopic syllable chi, Ethiopic syllable cha, Ethiopic syllable che, Ethiopic syllable che, Ethiopic syllable cho, Ethiopic syllable chwa. Ethiopic syllable pa, Ethiopic syllable pu, Ethiopic syllable pi, Ethiopic syllable pa, Ethiopic syllable pe, Ethiopic syllable pe, Ethiopic syllable po, Ethiopic syllable pwa, Ethiopic syllable tsa, Ethiopic syllable tsu, Ethiopic syllable tsi, Ethiopic syllable tsa, Ethiopic syllable tse, Ethiopic syllable tse, Ethiopic syllable tso, Ethiopic syllable tswa, Ethiopic syllable za, Ethiopic syllable tsu. One sec. Ethiopic syllable tsu, Ethiopic syllable zi, Ethiopic syllable za, Ethiopic syllable ze, Ethiopic syllable ze, Ethiopic syllable zo, Ethiopic syllable zoa, Ethiopic syllable fa, Ethiopic syllable fu, Ethiopic syllable fi, Ethiopic syllable fa, Ethiopic syllable fe, Ethiopic syllable fe, Ethiopic syllable fo, Ethiopic syllable fwa, Ethiopic syllable pa, Ethiopic syllable pu, Ethiopic syllable pi, Ethiopic syllable pa, Ethiopic syllable pe, Ethiopic syllable pe, Ethiopic syllable po, Ethiopic syllable pwa, Ethiopic syllable ria, Ethiopic syllable mya, Ethiopic syllable fya. Ethiopic combining gemination and vowel length mark, Ethiopic combining vowel length mark, Ethiopic combining gemination mark. Ethiopic section mark, Ethiopic word space, Ethiopic full stop, Ethiopic comma, Ethiopic semicolon, Ethiopic colon, Ethiopic preface colon, Ethiopic question mark. Ethiopic paragraph separator. Ethiopic digit 1, Ethiopic digit 2, Ethiopic digit 3, Ethiopic digit 4, Ethiopic digit 5, Ethiopic digit 6, Ethiopic digit 7, Ethiopic digit 8, Ethiopic digit 9, Ethiopic number 10, Ethiopic number 20, Ethiopic number 30, Ethiopic number 40, Ethiopic number 50, Ethiopic number 60, Ethiopic number 70, Ethiopic number 80, Ethiopic number 90, Ethiopic number 100, Ethiopic number 10,000. We're in the Ethiopic supplement now. Ethiopic syllable sebat bait moi, Ethiopic syllable mui, Ethiopic syllable mue, Ethiopic syllable mue, Ethiopic syllable sebat bait bois, Ethiopic syllable bui, Ethiopic syllable bue, Ethiopic syllable bue, Ethiopic syllable sebat bait foi, Ethiopic syllable fui, Ethiopic syllable fue, Ethiopic syllable fue, Ethiopic syllable sebat bait poi, Ethiopic syllable pui, Ethiopic syllable pue, Ethiopic syllable pue. Ethiopic tonal mark yizit, Ethiopic tonal mark deret, Ethiopic tonal mark rikrik, Ethiopic tonal mark short rikrik, Ethiopic tonal mark difat, Ethiopic tonal mark kenat, Ethiopic tonal mark chiret, Ethiopic tonal mark hiret, Ethiopic tonal mark deret hiret, Ethiopic tonal mark kurt. Cherokee letter A, Cherokee letter E, Cherokee letter E, Cherokee letter O, Cherokee letter U, Cherokee letter V, Cherokee letter Ga, Cherokee letter Ka, Cherokee letter Ge, Cherokee letter Gi, Cherokee letter Go, Cherokee letter Gu, Cherokee letter Gv, Cherokee letter Ha, Cherokee letter He, Cherokee letter He, Cherokee letter Ho, Cherokee letter Hu, Cherokee letter V, Cherokee letter La, Cherokee letter Le, Cherokee letter Li, Cherokee letter Lo, Cherokee letter Lu, Cherokee letter Lv, Cherokee letter Ma, Cherokee letter Me, Cherokee letter Mi, Cherokee letter Mo, Cherokee letter Mu, Cherokee letter Na, Cherokee letter hna. Cherokee letter na. Cherokee letter ne. Cherokee letter ni. Cherokee letter no. Cherokee letter nu. Cherokee letter nv. Cherokee letter qua. Cherokee letter que. Cherokee letter qui. Cherokee letter quo. Cherokee letter ku. Cherokee letter kuv. Cherokee letter sa. Cherokee letter s. Cherokee letter se. Cherokee letter si. Cherokee letter so. Cherokee letter su. Cherokee letter sv. Cherokee letter da. Cherokee letter da. Cherokee letter de. Cherokee letter de. Cherokee letter d. Cherokee letter d. Cherokee letter do. Cherokee letter du. Cherokee letter dv. Cherokee letter dla. Cherokee letter tla. Cherokee letter tle. Cherokee letter tli. Cherokee letter tlo. Cherokee letter tlu. Cherokee letter tlv. Cherokee letter tsa. Cherokee letter tse. Cherokee letter tsi. Cherokee letter tso. Cherokee letter tsu. Cherokee letter tsv. Cherokee letter wa. Cherokee letter we. Cherokee letter we. Cherokee letter wo. Cherokee letter wu. Cherokee letter woof. Cherokee letter ya. Cherokee letter ye. Cherokee letter ye. Cherokee letter yo. Cherokee letter yu. Cherokee letter yuv. I have a suspicion that the letter V here in this Latinization is used for a vowel. Cherokee letter yuv. Cherokee letter mv. Like, you know, this is what I get for not looking up pronunciations. Cherokee letter small ye. Cherokee letter ye. Cherokee letter yo. Cherokee letter yu. Cherokee letter yuv. Cherokee letter mv. Like, yeah, it's probably a vowel. I just don't know which one, and I am too afraid to guess. Unified Canadian Aboriginal Syllabics. Canadian Syllabics hyphen. Canadian Syllabics A. Canadian Syllabics I. Let me adjust this so I can set up. Canadian Syllabics E. Canadian Syllabics E. Canadian Syllabics O. Canadian Syllabics O. Canadian Syllabics Icreo. Canadian Syllabics Carrier A. Canadian Syllabics Carrier E. Canadian Syllabics Carrier A. Canadian Syllabics A. Canadian Syllabics Way. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Way. Canadian Syllabics We. Canadian Syllabics West Cre We. Canadian Syllabics We. Canadian Syllabics West Cre We. Canadian Syllabics Wo. Canadian Syllabic West Cre Wo. Canadian Syllabics Wo. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Wo. Canadian Syllabics Naskapi Wo. Canadian Syllabics Wa. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Wa. Canadian Syllabics Wa. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Wa. Canadian Syllabics Naskapi Wa. Canadian Syllabics I. Canadian Syllabics E Cre W. Canadian Syllabics Glottal Stop. Canadian Syllabics Final Acute. Canadian Syllabics Final Grave. Canadian Syllabics Final Bottom Half Ring. Canadian Syllabics Final Top Half Ring. Canadian Syllabics Final Right Half Ring. Canadian Syllabics Final Ring. Canadian Syllabics Final Double Acute. Canadian Syllabics Final Double Short Vertical Strokes. Canadian Syllabics Final Middle Dot. Canadian Syllabics Final Short Horizontal Stroke. Canadian Syllabics Final Plus. Canadian Syllabics Final Down Tack. Canadian Syllabics In. Canadian Syllabics In. Canadian Syllabics On. Canadian Syllabics On. Canadian Syllabics Be. Canadian Syllabics By. Canadian Syllabics Be. Canadian Syllabics Be. Canadian Syllabics Bo. Canadian Syllabics Bo. Canadian Syllabics Icre Bo. Bo. Canadian Syllabics Carrier He. Canadian Syllabics Carrier He. Canadian Syllabics Ba. Canadian Syllabics Ba. Canadian Syllabics Bue. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Bue. Canadian Syllabics Bui. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Bui. Canadian Syllabics Bui. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Bui. Canadian Syllabics Buo. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Buo. Canadian Syllabics Buo. Buo. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Buo. Canadian Syllabics Bois. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Bois. Canadian Syllabics Bois. Canadian Syllabics West Cre Bois. Canadian Syllabics West Icre Bois. Canadian Syllabics B. Canadian Syllabics West Cre B. Canadian Syllabics Carrier H. Canadian Syllabics D. Canadian Syllabics Die. Canadian Syllabics D. Canadian Syllabics D. D. Canadian syllabics do. Canadian syllabics do. Canadian syllabics ikre do. Canadian syllabics carrier de. Canadian syllabics carrier d. Canadian syllabics da. Canadian syllabics da. Canadian syllabics dwe. Canadian syllabics westgre dwe. Canadian syllabics dwi. Canadian syllabics westgre dwi. Canadian syllabics dwi. Canadian syllabics westgre dwi. Canadian syllabics duo. Canadian syllabics westgre duo. Canadian syllabics duo. Canadian syllabics westgre duo. Canadian syllabics dwa. Canadian syllabics westgre dwa. Canadian syllabics dwa. Canadian syllabics westgre dwa. Canadian syllabics naskapi dwa. Canadian syllabics d. Canadian syllabics de. Canadian syllabics d. Canadian syllabics do. Canadian syllabics da. Canadian syllabics ge. Canadian syllabics guy. Canadian syllabics gi. Canadian syllabics gi. Canadian syllabics go. Canadian syllabics go. Canadian syllabics ikre go. Canadian syllabics ga. Canadian syllabics ga. Canadian syllabics que. Canadian syllabics westgre que. Canadian syllabics qui. Canadian syllabics westgre qui. Canadian syllabics qui. Canadian syllabics westgre qui. Canadian syllabics quo. Canadian syllabics westgre quo. Canadian syllabics qui quo. Canadian syllabics westgre quo. Canadian syllabics qua. Canadian syllabics westgre qua. Canadian syllabics qua. Canadian syllabics westgre qua. Canadian syllabics naskapi qua. Canadian syllabics g. Canadian syllabics qua. Canadian syllabics south Slave ge. Canadian syllabics South Slave ki. Canadian syllabics South Slave ko. Canadian syllabics South Slave ka. Canadian syllabics C could be anything in a romanization. How do I want to pronounce that? It's like it's hard because like if I could do like yeah or yeah, but that's probably gonna be wrong. What is C gonna be? What's a normal thing for C to romanize? I'll just do yeah, just like for distinguishing, but like I know it's probably wrong. Canadian Slavics he. Canadian Slavics hi. Canadian Slavics he. Canadian Slavics he. Canadian Slavics hyo. Canadian Slavics hyo. Canadian Slavics what ikre hyo. Canadian Slavics hya. Canadian Slavics hya. Canadian Slavics hue. Canadian Slavics westkre. Okay, given the labelization here, the I'm going to assume that this is a plosive. So I'm going to switch that retroactively to yeah. Again, probably wrong. Canadian Slavics due. Canadian Slavics westkre due. Canadian Slavics due. Canadian Slavics westkre due. Canadian Slavics due. Canadian Slavics westkre due. Canadian Slavics duo. Canadian Slavics westkre duo. Canadian Slavics duo. Canadian Slavics westkre duo. Canadian Slavics dua. Canadian Slavics westkre dua. Canadian Slavics dua. Canadian Slavics westkre dua. Canadian Slavics naskapi dua. Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics saisita. Canadian Slavics me. Canadian Slavics my. Canadian Slavics me. Canadian Slavics me. Canadian Slavics mo. Canadian Slavics mo. Canadian Slavics ikre mo. Canadian Slavics ma. Canadian Slavics ma. Canadian Slavics mue. Canadian Slavics westkre mue. Canadian Slavics westkre mui. Canadian Slavics mui. Sorry. Canadian Slavics westkre mui. Oh, okay. Thank you for this, actually. Okay, yeah, I was thinking it would be like a schwa sort of sound. I was thinking schwa, but I didn't want to guess. Even though I am kind of like, I'm doing guesses, but the guesses are always the same. Yeah, I should have just done I will take that in mind, keep that in mind for the Cherokee supplement. Because that is coming up. Well, yeah, it's going to be later on. Thank you for that. I really should have just looked that up myself. Canadian Slavics muy, Canadian Slavics West Cray muy, Canadian Slavics more, Canadian Slavics West Cray more, Canadian Slavics West more, Canadian Slavics West Cray more, Canadian Slavics moi, Canadian Slavics West Cray moi, Canadian Slavics moi, Canadian Slavics West Cray moi, Canadian Slavics Naskapi moi, Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics West Cray Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics Atapaskan Canadian Slavics Sayisi Canadian Slavics ne, Canadian Slavics nai, Canadian Slavics ni, Canadian Slavics ni, Canadian Slavics no, Canadian Slavics no, Canadian Slavics ikre no, Canadian Slavics na, Canadian Slavics na, Canadian Slavics nue, Canadian Slavics weskre nue. Canadian Slavics noir, Canadian Slavics weskre noir, Canadian Slavics noir, Canadian Slavics weskre noir, Canadian Slavics naskapi noir. God, we're not even halfway through. We're like a third of the way through. Hold on. Canadian Slavics, that's where I left off. Yeah, we're like a third of the way through. We're making our way, though. Canadian Slavics, Canadian Slavics carrier, Canadian Slavics, Canadian Slavics le, Canadian Slavics lie, Canadian Slavics li, Canadian Slavics li, Canadian Slavics lo, Canadian Slavics lo, Canadian Slavics ikre lo, Canadian Slavics la, Canadian Slavics La, Canadian Slavics Lue, Canadian Slavics West Cray Lue, Canadian Slavics Louis, Canadian Slavics West Cray Louis, Canadian Slavics Louis, Canadian Slavics West Cray Louis, Canadian Slavics Luo, Canadian Slavics West Cray Luo, Canadian Slavics West Luo, Canadian Slavic West Cray Luo, Canadian Slavics Lua, Canadian Slavics West Cray Lua, Canadian Slavics Lua, Canadian Slavics West Cray Lua, Canadian Slavics Le, Canadian Slavics West Cray Le, Canadian Slavics Medial le, Canadian Slavics si, Canadian Slavics psi, Canadian Slavics si, Canadian Slavics si, Canadian Slavics so, Canadian Slavics so, Canadian Slavics ikre so, Canadian Slavics sa, Canadian Slavics sa, Canadian Slavics swe, Canadian Slavics westkre swe, Canadian Slavics sweet, Canadian Slavics westkre sweet, Canadian Slavics sweet, Canadian Slavics West Korea sweet, Canadian Slavics swore, Canadian Slavics West Korea swore, Canadian Slavics swore, Canadian Slavics West Korea swore. I can see the end. Canadian Slavics swa, Canadian Slavics West Korea swa, Canadian Slavics swa, Canadian Slavics West Korea swa, Canadian Slavics naskapi swa, Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics asap top. I think it's probably the actually. Athapaskan s. Canadian Slavics swa. Canadian Slavics Blackfoot s. Canadian Slavic muskre sk. Canadian Slavic naskapi squa. Canadian Slavics naskapi swa. Canadian Slavics naskapi spwa, Canadian Slavics naskapi stwa, Canadian Slavics naskapi squa, Canadian Slavics naskapi squa. Canadian Slavics she, Canadian Slavics she, Canadian Slavics she, Canadian Slavics sho, Canadian Slavics sho, Canadian Slavics sha, Canadian Slavics sha, Canadian Slavics shwe, Canadian Slavics weskre shwe, Canadian Slavics shwi, Canadian Slavics weskre shwi, Canadian Slavics Shui, Canadian Slavics West Korea Shui, Canadian Slavics Shwo, Canadian Slavics West Korea Shwo, Canadian Slavics Shwo, Shwo, Canadian Slavics West Korea Shwo, Canadian Slavics Shwa, Canadian Slavics West Korea Shwa, Shwa, Canadian Slavics Shwa, Canadian Slavics West Korea Shwa, Shwa, Canadian Slavics Sh, Canadian Slavics Ye, Canadian Slavics Yai, Canadian Slavics Yi, Canadian Slavics Yi, Canadian Slavics Yo, Canadian Slavics Yo, Canadian Slavics Ikre Yo, Canadian Slavics Ya, Canadian Slavics Ya, Canadian Slavics Yue, Canadian Slavics West Cray UE, Canadian Slavics UE, Canadian Slavics West Cray UE, Canadian Slavics UE, Canadian Slavic West Cray UE, Canadian Slavics UO, Canadian Slavics West Cray UO, Canadian Slavics UO, Canadian Slavics West Cray UO, Canadian Slavics UA, Canadian Slavics US Cray UA, Canadian Slavics UA, Canadian Slavics West Cray UA. My mouth is melting. Canadian Slavics Naskapi UA, Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics Bible Cray Canadian Slavics West Cray Canadian Slavics Saisi Canadian Slavics Re, Canadian Slavics Cray Re, Canadian Slavics West Cray Le, Canadian Slavics Rai, Canadian Slavics Ri, Canadian Slavics Ri, Canadian Slavics Ro, Canadian Slavics Ro, Canadian Slavics West Cray Lo, Canadian Slavics Ra, Canadian Slavics Ra, Canadian Slavics West Cray La, Canadian Slavics La, Canadian Slavics Rwa, Canadian Slavics West Cray Rwa. Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics West Cray Canadian Slavics Medial Canadian Slavics Fi, Canadian Slavics Fi, Canadian Slavics Fi, Canadian Slavics Fi, Canadian Slavics Fo, Canadian Slavics Fo, Canadian Slavics Fa, Canadian Slavics Fa, Canadian Slavics Fwa, Canadian Slavics West Cray Fwa, Canadian Slavics F, Canadian Slavics Thi, Canadian Slavics Nkre Thi, Canadian Slavics Thi, Canadian Slavics Nkre Thi, Canadian Slavics Thi, Canadian Slavics Nkre Thi, Canadian Slavics Tho, Canadian Slavics Tho, Canadian Slavics Tha, Canadian Slavics Tha, Canadian Slavics Thwa, Canadian Slavics West Cray Thwa, Canadian Slavics Th, Canadian Slavics The, Canadian Slavics The, Canadian Slavics Tho, Canadian Slavics Tha, Canadian Slavics Th, Canadian Slavics Tia, Canadian Slavics Ti, Canadian Slavics Jo, Canadian Slavics Tia, Canadian Slavics Nunavik He, Canadian Slavics Nunavik He, Canadian Slavics Nunavik He, Canadian Slavics Nunavik Ho, Canadian Slavics Nunavik Ho, Canadian Slavics Nunavik Ha, Canadian Slavics Nunavik Ha, Canadian Slavics Nunavik H, Canadian Slavics Nunavut H, Canadian Slavics Huk, Canadian Slavics Kai, Canadian Slavics Ki. It feels I'm almost definitely wrong in doing the uvular for that. Canadian Slavics Ki, Canadian Slavics Ko, Canadian Slavics Ko, Canadian Slavics Ka, Canadian Slavics Ka, Canadian Slavics K, Canadian Slavics Tle, Canadian Slavics Tri, Canadian Slavics Tlo, Canadian Slavics Tla, Canadian Slavics West Krere, Canadian Slavics West Kreri, Canadian Slavics West Krero, Canadian Slavics West Krera, Canadian Slavics Ngai, Ngai, Canadian Slavics Ni, Canadian Slavics Ni, Canadian Slavics Ngo, Canadian Slavics Ngo, Canadian Slavics Nga, Canadian Slavics Nga, Canadian Slavics Nga, Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics Saitsi Shit. Sorry, Saisi. Canadian Slavic Saisi Shi, Canadian Slavic Saisi Sho, Canadian Slavic Saisi Sha, Canadian Slavics Woods Kre The, Canadian Slavics Woods Kre Thi, Canadian Slavics Woods Kre Tho, Canadian Slavics Woods Kre Ta. Canadian Slavics Woods Kre Th. We're almost to Oum. We're getting there. We're getting there. Canadian Slavics Li, Canadian Slavics Li, Canadian Slavics Lo, Canadian Slavics Lo, Canadian Slavics La, Canadian Slavics La, Canadian Slavics La, Canadian Slavics Thkre The, Canadian Slavics Thkre Thi, Canadian Slavics Thkre Thi, Canadian Slavics Thkre Tho, Canadian Slavics Thkre Tho, Canadian Slavics Thkre Tha, Canadian Slavics Thkre Tha, Canadian Slavics Canadian syllabics. I really but Canadian Slavics Blackfoot A, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot E, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot O, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot A, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot W, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot W, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot W, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot W, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Ne, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Ni, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot No, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Na, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot K, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Ki, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Ko, Canadian Slavics Blackfoot Ka, Canadian Slavics Saisi He, Canadian Slavics Saisi He, Canadian Slavics Saisi Ho, Canadian Slavics Saisi Ha, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Go, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gay, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gay, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gi, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ga, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ru, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ro, Canadian Slavics Carrier Re, Canadian Slavics Carrier Re, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ri, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ra. Canadian Slavics Carrier Wu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Wo, Canadian Slavics Carrier We, Canadian Slavics Carrier We, Canadian Slavics Carrier We, Canadian Slavics Carrier Wa, Canadian Slavics Carrier Hu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Huo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Hue, Canadian Slavics Carrier Hue, Canadian Slavics Carrier Hui, Canadian Slavics Carrier Hua, Canadian Slavics Carrier Thu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tho, Canadian Slavics Carrier The, Canadian Slavics Carrier The, Canadian Slavics Carrier The, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tha, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tu, Canadian Slavics Carrier To, Canadian Slavics Carrier De, Canadian Slavics Carrier De, Canadian Slavics Carrier T, Canadian Slavics Carrier Da, Canadian Slavics Carrier Bu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Bo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Be, Canadian Slavics Carrier Be, Canadian Slavics Carrier B, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ba, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ba, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Go, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ge, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ge, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gi, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ga, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ku, Canadian Slavics Carrier Go, Canadian Slavics Carrier K, Canadian Slavics Carrier K. In retrospect, I was probably wrong in assuming this was F. I apologize, that was probably aspirated. Canadian Slavics Carrier Ki, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ka, Canadian Slavics Carrier Gu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Go, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ge, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ge, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ki, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ga, Canadian Slavics Carrier Canadian Slavics Carrier Nu, Canadian Slavics Carrier No, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ne, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ne, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ni, Canadian Slavics Carrier Na, Canadian Slavics Carrier Mu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Mo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Me, Canadian Slavics Carrier Me, Canadian Slavics Carrier Me, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ma, Canadian Slavics Carrier U, Canadian Slavics Carrier Yo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ye, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ye, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ye, Canadian Slavics Carrier Ya, Canadian Slavics Carrier U, Canadian Slavics Saisi U, Canadian Slavics Carrier Li, Canadian Slavics Carrier La, Canadian Slavics Carrier Dlu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Dlo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Le, Canadian Slavics Carrier Le, Canadian Slavics Carrier Li, Canadian Slavics Carrier Dla, Canadian Slavics Carrier Lu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Lo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Le, Canadian Slavics Carrier Le, Canadian Slavics Carrier Li, Canadian Slavics Carrier La, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tlu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tlo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tle, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tle, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tli, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tla, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tlu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tlo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tle, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tle, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tli, Canadian Slavics Carrier Tla, Canadian Slavics Carrier Zu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Zo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Z, 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 Canadian Slavics Carrier Initial Z, Canadian Slavics Carrier Zu, Canadian Slavics Carrier Zo, Canadian Slavics Carrier Z, Canadian Slavics Carrier Z, Canadian Slavics Carrier Z, Canadian Slavics Carrier Z, Canadian Slavics Carrier Su, Canadian Slavics carrier so. Canadian Slavics carrier se. Canadian Slavics carrier ste. Canadian Slavics carrier si. Canadian Slavics carrier sa. Canadian Slavics carrier shu. Canadian Slavics carrier sho. Canadian Slavics carrier shit. Canadian Slavics carrier she. Canadian Slavics carrier she. Canadian Slavics carrier sha. Canadian Slavics carrier sh. Canadian Slavics character tsu. Canadian Slavics carrier tso. Canadian Slavics carrier tse. Canadian Slavics carrier tse. Canadian Slavics character tsi. Canadian Slavics character tsa. Canadian Slavics carrier. Sorry. Canadian Slavics carrier tsa. Canadian Slavics carrier chu. Canadian Slavics carrier cho. Canadian Slavics carrier che. Canadian Slavics carrier che. Canadian Slavics carrier chi. Canadian Slavics carrier cha. Canadian Slavics carrier tsu. Canadian Slavics carrier tso. Canadian Slavics carrier tse. Canadian Slavics carrier tse. Canadian Slavics carrier tsi. Canadian Slavics carrier tsa. Canadian Slavics chi sign. Canadian Slavics full stop. Canadian Slavics I. Canadian Slavics ngai. Canadian Slavics ngai. Canadian Slavics ngi. Canadian Slavics ngo. Canadian Slavics ngo. Canadian Slavics nga. Canadian Slavics nga. Canadian Slavics woodskre tue. Canadian Slavics woodskre tui. Canadian Slavics woodskre tui. Canadian Slavics woodskre tuo. Canadian Slavics woodskre tuo. Canadian Slavics woodskre twa. Canadian Slavics woodskre twa. Canadian Slavics woodskre final sorry. Canadian Slavics Blackfoot wa. Oh my gosh. We keep going. OM space mark. OM letter Baith. OM letter Luis. OM letter Fern. OM letter Sail. OM letter Nyon. OM letter Uaf. OM letter Dair. OM letter Tine. OM letter Kol. OM letter Sert. And this is an ancient language, so I don't care as much about mispronouncing. OM letter Muin. OM letter Gort. OM letter OM letter Ngeadal. OM letter Strife. OM letter Ruiz. OM letter Ilm. OM letter On. OM letter Ur. OM letter Eadad. OM letter Eordad. OM letter Eabad. OM letter Or. OM letter Wilean. OM letter Ifin. OM letter Hanchol. OM letter Paith. OM letter OM feathermark. OM reversed feathermark. Runic. Runic letter O. Oh! Is that... Ah! Okay. Runic letter Fehu. Feo. Fe. F. Runic letter V. Runic letter Uruz. Ur. U. Runic letter Ur. Runic letter U. Runic letter W. Runic letter I'm just realizing I don't actually remember that much about the phonology of Proto-Germanic besides like it had overlongs. Huh. Anyway, I should know this. Runic letter Thurisaz Thurs Thorn. Runic letter Eth. Runic letter, sorry, that's probably Ev. Runic letter ansuz a. Runic letter os o. Runic letter ak a. Runic letter aisk. Runic letter long branch os o. Runic letter short twig os o. Runic letter o. Runic letter oe. Runic letter on. Runic letter raido rad raid ra. Runic letter kauna. Runic letter sen. Runic letter kaunk. Runic letter g. Runic letter eng. Runic letter gebo guf gufu g. Runic letter gar. Runic letter winjo win wa. Runic letter haglaz h. Runic letter hagel h. Runic letter long branch hagal h. Runic letter short twig hagal h. Runic letter na naudiz nid naud n. Runic letter short twig naud n. Runic letter dotted n. Runic letter isaz is I. Runic letter e. Runic letter yeran y. Runic letter ger. Runic letter, or is that yer? I don't know. Runic letter long branch ar I. Runic letter short twig ar a. Runic letter iwaz eo. Runic letter pertho peorth b. Runic letter algis eolch Runic letter soilo s. Runic letter sigil long branch sol s. Runic letter short twig sol s. Runic letter s. Runic letter z. Runic letter diwaz dir tur t. Runic letter short twig tur t. Runic letter d. Runic letter berkanan biarkan b. Runic letter short twig biarkan b. Runic letter dotted b. Runic letter open b. Runic letter ehwaz eh. Runic letter manaz man m. Runic letter long branch mar m. Runic letter short twig mar m. Runic letter lau kaz lagu logr l. Runic letter dotted l. Runic letter ingwaz. Runic letter ing. Runic letter dagaz daeg d. Runic letter othalan ethel o. Runic letter er. Runic letter yor. Runic letter se que shwe swerth. Runic letter kalk. Runic letter kealk. Runic letter stan. Runic letter long branch ur. Runic letter short twig ur. Runic letter Icelandic ur. Runic letter b. Runic letter ch. Runic letter runic single punctuation. Runic multiple punctuation. Runic cross punctuation. Runic arlaug symbol. Runic dvimadur symbol. Runic Belgthor symbol. Runic letter K. Runic letter Sh. Runic letter O. Runic letter Franks Casket Os. Runic letter Franks Casket Is. Runic letter Franks Casket Ich. Runic letter Franks Casket Ach. Runic letter Franks Casket That probably says Frank's casket, doesn't it? Runic letter Frank's casket. Isk. Tagalog. Tagalog letter A. Tagalog letter E. Tagalog letter U. Tagalog letter Ka. Tagalog letter Ga. Tagalog letter Nga. Tagalog letter Da. Tagalog letter Da. Tagalog letter Na. Tagalog letter Pa. Tagalog letter Ba. Tagalog letter Ma. Tagalog letter Ya. Tagalog letter Ra. Tagalog letter La. Tagalog letter Wa. Tagalog letter Sa. Tagalog letter Ha. Tagalog vowel sign E. Tagalog vowel sign U. Tagalog sign Virama. Tagalog sign Pamudpod. Tagalog letter archaic Ra. Hanunu O. Hanunu O letter A. Hanunu O letter E. Hanunu O letter U. Hanunu O letter Ka. Hanunu O letter Ga. Hanunu O letter Nga. Hanunu O letter Ta. Hanunu O letter Da. Hanunu O letter Na. Hanunu O letter Pa. Hanunu O letter Ba. Hanunu O letter Ma. Hanunu O letter Ya. Hanunu O letter Ra. Hanunu O letter La. Hanunu O letter Wa. Hanunu O letter Sa. Hanunu O letter Ha. Hanunu O vowel sign E. Hanunu O letter vowel sign U. Hanunu O vowel sign Pamudpod. Philippine single punctuation. Philippine double punctuation. Buid letter A. Buid letter E. Buid letter U. Buid letter Ka. Buid letter Ga. Buid letter Nga. Buid letter Ta. Buid letter Da. Buid letter Na. Buid letter Pa. Buid letter Ba. Buid letter Ma. Buid letter Ya. Buid letter Ra. Buid letter La. Buid letter Wa. Buid letter Sa. Buid letter Ha. Buid vowel sign E. Buid vowel sign U. Tagbanwa letter A. Tagbanwa letter E. Tagbanwa letter U. Tagbanwa letter Ka. Tagbanwa letter Ga. Tagbanwa letter Nga. Tagbanwa letter Ta. Tagbanwa letter Da. Tagbanwa letter Na. Tagbanwa letter Pa. Tagbanwa letter Ba. Tagbanwa letter Ma. Tagbanwa letter Ya. Tagbanwa letter La. Tagbanwa letter Wa. Tagbanwa letter Sa. Tagbanwa vowel sign E. Tagbanwa vowel sign U. We got 0 concurrence. It's a special day. We got 0 concurrence. That means nobody's watching. And when nobody's watching, everyone will be just my whatever. We'll stay there. Khmer letter Ka. Khmer letter Ka. Sorry. Khmer letter Ka. Khmer letter Ka. Khmer letter Ko. Ko. Khmer letter Ko. Khmer letter Ngo. Khmer letter Kya. Khmer letter Kya. Khmer letter Kyo. Khmer letter Cho. Khmer letter Nyo. Khmer letter Da. Khmer letter Ta. Khmer letter Do. Khmer letter Do. Do. Khmer letter No. No. Khmer letter Ta. Ta. Khmer letter Ta. Khmer letter Ta. Khmer letter Do. Khmer letter To. Khmer letter No. Khmer letter Ba. Khmer letter Pa. Khmer letter Bo. Khmer letter Po. Khmer letter Mo. Khmer letter Yo. Khmer letter Ro. Khmer letter Lo. Khmer letter Vo. Khmer letter Sha. Khmer letter So. Khmer letter Sa. Khmer letter Ha. Khmer letter La. Khmer letter Ka. Khmer independent vowel Kak. Khmer independent vowel Ka. Khmer independent vowel Ki. Khmer independent vowel Ki. Khmer independent vowel Ku. Khmer independent vowel Kuk. Khmer independent vowel Ku. Khmer independent vowel Kuv. Khmer independent vowel Ri. Khmer independent vowel Ri. Khmer independent vowel Li. Khmer independent vowel Li. Khmer independent vowel Ke. Khmer independent vowel Kai. Khmer independent vowel Ko. Khmer independent vowel Ko type 1. Khmer independent vowel Ko type 2. Khmer independent vowel Kau. Oh man. What happened here? Why is there no glyph for it? Whatever. Khmer vowel inherent a. Khmer vowel inherent a. Khmer vowel sign a. Here, let me go back to Nodo for this. Khmer vowel sign a. Khmer vowel sign e. Khmer vowel sign e. Khmer vowel sign u. Khmer vowel sign u. Khmer vowel sign u. Khmer vowel sign u. Khmer vowel sign wa. Khmer vowel sign oi. Khmer vowel sign ya. Khmer vowel sign ye. Khmer vowel sign e. Khmer vowel sign I. Khmer vowel sign I. Khmer vowel sign o. Khmer vowel sign au. Khmer vowel sign. Sorry. Khmer sign nikahit. Nikahit. Khmer sign rea muk. Khmer sign u kale pintu. Khmer sign musikatuan. Khmer sign trisap. Khmer sign bantok. Khmer sign robot. Khmer sign toan dakiat. Khmer sign kakabat. Khmer sign asda. Khmer sign samyok sanya. Khmer sign viram. Khmer sign kyoing. Khmer sign batamsat. Khmer sign kan. Khmer sign bariyosan. Khmer sign kamnuk pi ku. Khmer sign lek to. Khmer sign bayal. Khmer sign pnaik muan. Khmer sign gomut. Khmer currency symbol riel. Khmer sign avakrahasanya. Khmer sign atakan. Khmer digit 0, Khmer digit 1, Khmer digit 2, Khmer digit 3, Khmer digit 4, Khmer digit 5, Khmer digit 6, Khmer digit 7, Khmer digit 8, Khmer digit 9. Khmer symbol lek atak son. Khmer symbol lek atak moy. Khmer symbol lek atak p. Khmer symbol lek atak be. Khmer symbol lek atak buon. Khmer symbol lek atak pram. Khmer symbol lek atak pram moy. Khmer symbol lek atak pram p. Khmer symbol lek atak pram be. Khmer symbol lek atak pram buon. Mongolian birga. Mongolian ellipsis. Mongolian comma. Mongolian full stop. Mongolian colon. Mongolian 4 dots. Mongolian todo soft hyphen. Wait, really? Soft hyphen? Mongolian Sibe syllable boundary marker. Mongolian Manchu comma. Mongolian Manchu full stop. Mongolian Nirugu. Just double checking that these aren't like ones. Mongolian free variation selector 1. Mongolian free variation selector 2. Mongolian free variation selector 3. Mongolian vowel separator. Mongolian free variation selector 4. I'm just like checking what's ahead real quick. Oh my gosh, like look at that. Hold on. Look at how far we've come. We we started here today, and we so far we have gone here. We are like halfway through the column. I think if we push through, we can get to the end of the column. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we keep going, right? No time for breaks. Mongolian digit 0, Mongolian digit 1, Mongolian digit 2, Mongolian digit 3, Mongolian digit 4, Mongolian digit 5, Mongolian digit 6, Mongolian digit 7, Mongolian digit 8, Mongolian digit 9. Mongolian letter A, Mongolian letter E, Mongolian letter E, Mongolian letter O, Mongolian letter U, Mongolian letter We, Mongolian letter We, Mongolian letter E, Mongolian letter Na, Mongolian letter Ang, Mongolian letter Ba, Mongolian letter Pa, Mongolian letter Ka, Mongolian letter Ga, Mongolian letter Ma, Mongolian letter La, Mongolian letter Sa, Mongolian letter Sha, Mongolian letter Da, Mongolian letter Da, Mongolian letter Cha, Mongolian letter Ja, Mongolian letter Ya, Mongolian letter Ra, Mongolian letter Wa, Mongolian letter Fa, Mongolian letter Todo Ang. What no? Mongolian letter Ka, Mongolian letter Ka, Mongolian letter Za, Mongolian letter Za, Mongolian letter Ha, Mongolian letter Zra. Mongolian letter La, Mongolian letter Ji, Mongolian letter Chi, Mongolian letter Todo long vowel sign, Mongolian letter Todo E, Mongolian letter Todo I, Mongolian letter Todo O, Mongolian letter Todo U, Mongolian letter Todo We, Mongolian letter Todo We, Oe, We, different. Mongolian letter Todo Ang, Mongolian letter Todo Ba, Mongolian letter Todo Pa, Mongolian letter Todo Ka, Mongolian letter Todo Ga, Mongolian letter Todo Ma. Mongolian letter Todo Da, Mongolian letter Todo Da, Mongolian letter Todo Cha, Mongolian letter Todo Ja, Mongolian letter Todo Tsa, Mongolian letter Todo Ya, Mongolian letter Todo Wa, Mongolian letter Todo. Sorry, Mongolian letter Sibe Pa, Mongolian letter Sibe Sha, Mongolian letter Sibe Da, Mongolian letter Sibe Da. We're on this row, right? Mongolian letter Sibe Ja, Mongolian letter Sibe Fa, Mongolian letter Sibe Ga, Mongolian letter Sibe Ha, Mongolian letter Sibe Tsa, Mongolian letter Sibe Za, Mongolian letter Sibe Ra, Mongolian letter Sibe Cha, Mongolian letter Sibe Ja, Mongolian letter Manchu I, Mongolian letter Manchu Ka, Mongolian letter Manchu Ra, Mongolian letter Manchu Fa, Mongolian letter Manchu Ja, Mongolian letter Cha with 2 dots. Mongolian letter Ali Gali, Anus Vara One. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Vari Vis Visarga One. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Damaru. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Ubadama. I just remember that Mongolian has a okay, it's fun. Its phonology isn't really all that strange. It's the I just it just like got a ton of epenthetic vowels is the thing. But anyway, a Mongolian letter Ali Gali inverted Ubadama or was that epenthetic consonants? I can't remember. I think it was vowels. I don't know. Whatever. We're not thinking about that right now. We're thinking about Mongolian letter Ali Gali Baluda. Mongolian letter Ali Gali 3 or Tre Baluda. I'm not sure. Mongolian letter Ali Gali A. Mongolian letter Ali Gali I. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Ka. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Nga. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Ya. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Da. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Ta. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Da. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Na. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Da. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Da. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Pa. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Pa. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Sa. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Ja. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Za. Mongolian letter Ali Gali A. Mongolian letter Todo Ali Gali Ta. Mongolian letter Todo Ali Gali Ja. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Ga. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Nga. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Ja. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Ja. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Da. 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 Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Sa. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Kya. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Ja. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Manchu Ali Gali Za. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali half U. Mongolian letter Mongolian letter Ali Gali half Ya. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali Ba. Mongolian letter Ali Gali Bagala. Mongolian letter Manchu Ali Gali La. More Canadian Slavics. Canadian Slavics Oi. Canadian Slavics I. Canadian Slavics I. Canadian Slavics Y. Canadian Slavics Boy. Canadian Slavics By. Canadian Slavics Boy. Canadian Slavics Dai. Canadian Slavics Guy. Canadian Slavics Quai. Canadian Slavics Mai. Canadian Slavics Noi. Canadian Slavics Night. Canadian Slavics Light. Canadian Slavics Soy. Canadian Slavics Sai. Canadian Slavics Rui. Canadian Slavics Shai. Canadian Slavics Shoy. Canadian Slavics Yoi. Canadian Slavics Yai. Canadian Slavics Rai. Canadian Slavics Nui. Canadian Slavics Oj. 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 Oji. Oji. Ojibwa Ojibwa Nui. Canadian Slavics Nui. Canadian Slavics. What? Where am I? Canadian Slavics Nuol. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa Nuol. Canadian Slavics Nuol. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa Nuol. Canadian Slavics Urwe. Canadian Slavics Urui. Canadian Slavics Urui. Canadian Slavics Urwo. Canadian Slavics Urwo. Canadian Slavics Urwa. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa. Canadian Slavics Ojibwa. Canadian Slavics Obidry Ma. Canadian Slavics Obidry Na. Canadian Slavics Obidry Sa. Canadian Slavics Obidry Sha. Canadian Slavics Canadian Slavics Eastern Wa. Canadian Slavics Western Wa. Canadian Slavics Erkre Urwe. Canadian Slavics Westkre Luo. Canadian Slavics Westkre La. Canadian Slavics Thwe. Canadian Slavics Thwa. Canadian Slavics not Thwe. Canadian Slavics Twe. Canadian Slavics Twa. Canadian Slavics Twe. Canadian Slavics Tol. Canadian Slavics Ta. Canadian Slavics Tle. Canadian Slavics Tol. Canadian Slavics Saisi Shwe. Canadian Slavics Saisi Shol. Canadian Slavics Saisi Hol. Canadian Slavics Carrier Gu. Canadian Slavics Carrier Dene Ge. Canadian Slavics Carrier Ga. Canadian Slavics Carrier Gua. Canadian Slavics Saisi Ju. Canadian Slavics Carrier Joie. Canadian Slavics Beaver Dane La. Canadian Slavics Beaver Dane Ra. Canadian Slavics Beaver Dental Sa. Oh, sorry. Canadian Slavics Carrier Dental Sa. Limbu. And then after Limbu, it's Tai. New Tai Lue. We're still, like, I keep forgetting, like, how much there is still left in this column. We've got, like, oh, we've got so much. I am dreading doing the Greek. But, hold on, where are we right now? We're right here right now. We've just got this whole stretch, and then I can sleep easy tonight. Alright. No time for talking. We just gotta go. Limbu vowel carrier letter. Limbu letter ga. Limbu letter ka. Limbu letter ga. Limbu letter ga. Limbu letter nga. Limbu letter. Yeah, this was such a dumb idea. Why did I decide to do this? This is just a waste of time. But I do it anyway. Limbu letter cha. Limbu letter ja. Nope, probably the. It's the thing with romanizations. You never know what they actually are. Unless you know the actual rules of the romanization. limbu letter cha, limbu letter ja, limbu letter ja, limbu letter yan, limbu letter da, limbu letter ta, limbu letter da, limbu letter da, limbu letter na. Limbu letter pa, limbu letter pa, limbu letter ba, limbu letter ba, limbu letter ma, limbu letter ya, limbu letter ra, limbu letter la, limbu letter wa, limbu letter sha, limbu letter sa, limbu letter sa, limbu letter ha, limbu letter yan, limbu letter tra, limbu vowel sign a, limbu vowel sign e, limbu vowel sign u, limbu vowel sign e, limbu vowel sign I, limbu vowel sign o, limbu vowel sign au, limbu vowel sign e, limbu vowel sign o, limbu vowel sign, limbu subjoined letter ya, limbu subjoined letter ra, limbu subjoined letter wa, limbu small letter ka, limbu small letter nga, limbu small letter anusvara, limbu small letter ta, limbu small letter na, limbu small letter na, limbu small letter pa, limbu small letter ma, limbu small letter ra, limbu small letter la, limbu sign mukpreng, limbu sign kempreng, limbu sign sai, limbu sign lo, limbu exclamation mark, limbu question mark, limbu digit 0, limbu digit 1, limbu digit 2, limbu digit 3, limbu digit 4, limbu digit 5, limbu digit 6, limbu digit 7, limbu digit 8, limbu digit 9. We've got a couple of these. Yeah, it's just like it's always more distant than it feels. Like I think it's just 'cause, like when you see this, it's like, oh, that must be like not too far from there, but it's a little farther from there than I'd like. Am I gonna have the energy to get through all this? How long have I been going? An hour. Okay, an hour's good. Let's go. I'm like pausing between each block, but it's okay. I need my time to breathe. Tai le letter ka, tai le letter ha, tai le letter nga, tai le letter sa, tai le letter sa, tai le letter ya, tai le letter ta, tai le letter ta, tai le letter la, tai le letter pa, tai le letter pa, tai le letter ma, tai le letter fa, tai le letter va, tai le letter ha, tai le letter ka, tai le letter ka, tai le letter sa, tai le letter na, tai le letter a, tai le letter e, tai le letter e, tai le letter e, tai le letter u, tai le letter o, tai le letter o, tai le letter we, tai le letter e, tai le letter awe, tai le letter I. Tai le letter tone 2, tai le letter tone 3, tai le letter tone 4, tai le letter tone 5, tai le letter tone 6. Nu tai lue letter high ka, nu tai lue letter low ka, nu tai lue letter high ka, nu tai lue letter high ka, nu tai lue letter high nga, nu tai lue letter low ka. Nu tai lue letter lo ha. Nu tai lue letter lo nga. Nu tai lue letter hai za. Nu tai lue letter hai za. Nu tai lue letter hai ya. Nu tai lue letter lo za. Nu tai lue letter lo sa. Nu tai lue letter lo ya. Nu tai lue letter hai ta. Nu tai lue letter hai ta. Nu tai lue letter hai na. Nu tai lue letter lo ta. Nu tai lue letter lo ta. Nu tai lue letter lo na. Nu tai lue letter hai pa. Nu tai lue letter hai pa. Nu tai lue letter hai ma. Nu tai lue letter lo pa. Nu tai lue letter lo pa. Nu tai lue letter lo ma. Nu tai lue letter hai fa. Nu tai lue letter hai va. Nu tai lue letter hai la. Nu tai lue letter lo fa. Nu tai lue letter lo va. Nu tai lue letter lo la. Nu tai lue letter hai ha. Nu tai lue letter hai da. Nu tai lue letter hai ba. Nu tai lue letter hai lo ha. Nu tai lue letter lo da. Nu tai lue letter lo ba. Nu tai lue letter hai kva. Nu tai lue letter hai kva. Nu tai lue vowel sign lue letter lo kwa. Nu tai lue letter lo kwa. Nu tai lue letter hai swa. Nu tai lue letter lo swa. Nu tai lue vowel sign vowel shortener. Nu tai lue vowel sign a. Nu tai lue vowel sign e. Nu tai lue vowel sign u. Nu tai lue vowel sign u. Nu tai lue vowel sign e. Nu tai lue vowel sign I. Nu tai lue vowel sign o. Nu tai lue vowel sign oa. Nu tai lue vowel sign we. Nu tai lue vowel sign I. Nu tai lue vowel sign I. Nu tai lue vowel sign ui. Nu tai lue vowel sign oi. Nu tai lue vowel sign oi. Nu tai lue vowel sign we. Nu tai lue vowel sign e. Nu tai lue vowel sign finer. Nu tai lue final letter v. Nu tai lue final letter ng. Nu tai lue final letter n. Nu tai lue final letter m. Nu tai lue final letter k. Nu tai lue final letter d. Nu tai lue final letter b. Nu tai lue tone mark 1. Nu tai lue tone mark 2. Nu tai lue digit 0. Nu tai lue digit 1. Nu tai lue digit 4. Nu tai lue digit 3. Nu tai lue digit 4. Nu tai lue digit 5. Nu tai lue digit 6. Nu tai lue digit 7. Nu tai lue digit 8. Nu tai lue digit 9. Nu tai lue tam digit 1. Nu tai lue sign live. Nu tai lue sign live. Come here, symbols. Come here, symbol. Come here. Oh my gosh, I need a break for a second. Like, it's a stone's throw away, right? Like, we're almost there. But also, we're like, so not close. Because, like, we had to go through all this. Now we have to go through... I think what I might do is I might get up to phonetic extensions. I think I might just stop, like, just before phonetic extensions and do those in the next stream. Because then, at that point, like, once we get through all the Greek, it'll be a bunch of, like, fun, like, multilingual symbols. And those will be a lot of fun to go through. Like, look at that. But that's spoilers. We can't view spoilers. Spoilers will spoil you. And if they spoil you, you're no good. That sounds weird. I shouldn't say things like that. Come here, symbol. Patama sat. Come here, symbol. Moi koit. Come here, symbol. P koit. Come here, symbol. Be koit. Come here, symbol. Buon koit. Come here, symbol. Pram koit. Come here, symbol. Pram moi koit. Come here, symbol. Pram moi rok. Come here. Did I went down a line. I'm so tired. I am so tired. Come here, symbol. Pram pi ro. No, not no. Pram pi koit. Come here, symbol. Pram be koit. Come here, symbol. Pram buon koit. Come here, symbol. Dap koit. Come here, symbol. Dap moi koit. Come here, symbol. Dap pi koit. Come here, symbol. Dap pi koit. Come here, symbol. Dap be koit. Come here, symbol. Dap buon koit. Come here, symbol. Dap pram koit. Come here, symbol. Tuteyasat. Come here, symbol. Moi rok. Come here, symbol. Moi bi rok. Come here, symbol. Be rok. Come here, symbol. Buon rok. Come here, symbol. Pram rok. Come here, symbol. Pram moi rok. Come here, symbol. Pram moi rok. Come here, symbol. Pram pi rok. Come here, symbol. Pram be rok. Come here, symbol. Pram buon rok. Come here, symbol. Dap rok. Come here, symbol. Dap moi rok. Come here, symbol. Dap pi rok. Come here, symbol. Dap buon rok. Come here, symbol. Dap pram rok. Okay. Boogie knees letter K. Boogie knees letter K. Boogie knees letter nga. Boogie knees letter nka. Boogie knees letter pa. Boogie knees letter ba. Boogie knees letter ma. Boogie knees letter mpa. Boogie knees letter ta. Boogie knees letter da. Boogie knees letter na. Bouguinese letter nra, Bouguinese letter kya, Bouguinese letter ja, Bouguinese letter nya, Bouguinese letter nkya, Bouguinese letter ya, Bouguinese letter ra, Bouguinese letter la, Bouguinese letter va, Bouguinese letter sa, Bouguinese letter a, Bouguinese letter ha, Bouguinese vowel sign e, Bouguinese vowel sign u, Bouguinese vowel sign e, Bouguinese vowel sign o, Bouguinese vowel sign I, Bouguinese Palawa, Bouguinese end of section. Taitam letter haika, Taitam letter haika. Oh, Taitam letter haika, Taitam letter laika, haika. Taitam letter haika, Taitam letter loka, ka. Taitam letter loka, Taitam letter loka. Taitam letter nga, Taitam letter sha, Taitam letter cha, Taitam letter lo sha, Taitam letter lo sa, Taitam letter lo cha, Taitam letter lo nya, Taitam letter rata. Sorry. Taitam letter nya, Taitam letter rata. Taitam letter hairata. Taitam letter da. Taitam letter lo rata. Taitam letter rana. Taitam letter haita. Taitam letter haita. Taitam letter la. Taitam letter lue. Taitam letter wa. Taitam letter haisha. Taitam letter haisa. Taitam letter haisa. Taitam letter hai ha. Taitam letter la. La. Taitam letter a. Taitam letter loha. Taitam letter e. Taitam letter e. Taitam letter u. Taitam letter u. Taitam letter e. Taitam letter o. O. Taitam letter lae. Taitam letter great sa. Taitam consonant sign medial era. Taitam consonant sign medial la. Taitam consonant sign la tang lai. Taitam sign mai kang lai. Taitam consonant sign final nga. Taitam consonant sign lo pa. Taitam consonant sign hai rata or lo pa. Taitam consonant sign ma. Taitam consonant sign ba. Taitam consonant sign sa. Taitam sign sakot. Taitam vowel sign a. Taitam vowel sign maisat. Taitam vowel sign a. Taitam vowel sign tal a. Taitam vowel sign e. Taitam vowel sign e. Taitam vowel sign we. Taitam vowel sign ue. Taitam vowel sign u. Taitam vowel sign u. Taitam vowel sign o. Taitam vowel sign oa below. Taitam vowel sign oi. Taitam vowel sign e. Taitam vowel sign I. Taitam vowel sign o. Taitam vowel sign I. Taitam vowel sign tam I. Taitam vowel sign oa above. Taitam sign mai kang. Taitam sign tone 1. Taitam sign tone 2. Taitam sign quin tone 3. Taitam sign quin tone 4. Taitam sign quin tone 5. Taitam sign ra ham. Taitam sign mai sam. Taitam sign quin lue garan. Taitam combining cryptogrammic dot. Taitam hora digit 0. Taitam hora digit 1. Taitam hora digit 2. Taitam hora digit 3. Taitam hora digit 4. Taitam hora digit 5. Taitam hora digit 6. Taitam hora digit 7. Taitam hora digit 8. Taitam hora digit 9. Taitam hora digit 0. Taitam digit 0. Taitam tam digit 0. Taitam tam digit 1. Taitam tam digit 2. Taitam tam digit 3. Taitam tam digit 4. Taitam tam digit 5. Taitam tam digit 6. Taitam tam digit 7. Taitam tam digit 8. Taitam tam digit 9. How is that? It's nothing. Taitam sign Uyang. Taitam sign Uyang Wak. Taitam sign Sawan. Tai tam sign keo. Tai tam sign hoi. Tai tam sign dokmai. Tai tam sign reverse rotated rana. Tai tam sign mai yamok. Tai tam sign kan. Tai tam sign kan ku. Tai tam sign sat kan. Tai tam sign sat kan ku. Tai tam sign hung. Tai tam sign kang. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it up all of the way. We're gonna jingle all the way. Combining doubled circumflex accent. Combining diaeresis ring. Combining diaeresis ring. Oh, sorry. Combining infinity. Combining downwards arrow. Combining triple dot. Combining XX below. Combining wiggly line below. Combining open mark below. Combining double open mark below. Combining light centralization stroke below. Combining strong centralization stroke below. Combining parentheses above. Combining parentheses. Combining double parentheses above. Combining parentheses below. Combining parentheses overlay. Combining Latin small letter W below. Combining Latin small letter turned W below. Combining left parenthesis above left. Combining right parenthesis above right. Combining left parenthesis below left. Combining right parenthesis below right. Combining square brackets above. Combining number sign above. Combining inverted double arch above. Combining plus sign above. Combining double plus sign. Combining double plus sign below. Combining double plus sign below. Combining triple acute accent. Combining Latin letter insular G. Combining Latin small letter insular R. Combining Latin small letter insular T. Okay, so after that, how do I feel? We're so close. I could just knock these blocks all out now. What is this? It's a Georgian supplement, or extension rather. And then we've got some Cyrillic. It's I could just knock through this. Like I could just get through this real easy. Like I am so close to there. Like see, I could just get there, and it would be so great. So I'll do it. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go up here. Don't know how long it's gonna go. Balinese sign ulu irisem. Balinese sign ulu kandra. Balinese sign sisik. Balinese sign surang. Balinese sign bisa. Balinese letter akara. Balinese letter akara tedung. Balinese letter ikara. Balinese letter ikara. Balinese letter ukara. Balinese letter ukara tedung. Balinese letter ra repa. Balinese letter ra repa tedung. Balinese letter la lenga. Balinese letter la lenga tedung. Balinese letter ekara. Balinese letter Aikara. Balinese letter Okara. Balinese letter Okara Terung. Balinese letter Ka. Balinese letter Ka Mahaprana. Balinese letter Ka. Balinese letter Gagora. Balinese letter Nga. Balinese letter Ka. Kya. Or I'm going with Kya, even though it's probably not right. Again, like, I am just reading every romanization in the same way. Not all romanizations are constructed the same way. Balinese letter Kya Latya. Balinese letter Ja. Balinese letter Jajera. Balinese letter Nya. Balinese letter Ta Latik. Balinese letter Ta Murda Mahaprana. Balinese letter Da Murda Alpaprana. Balinese letter Da Murda Mahaprana. Balinese letter Na Rambat. Balinese letter Balinese letter Ta. Balinese letter Tatawa. Balinese letter Da. Balinese letter I keep moving down. Balinese letter Damadu. Balinese letter Na. Balinese letter Pa. Balinese letter Pa Kapal. Balinese letter Ba. Balinese letter Ba Kembang. Balinese letter Ma. Balinese letter Ya. Balinese letter Ra. Balinese letter La. Balinese letter Wa. Balinese letter Sasaga. Balinese letter Sasapa. Balinese letter Sa. Hold on. Sasaga. Sasapa. Balinese letter Sa. Balinese letter Ha. Balinese sign Rerekan. Balinese vowel sign Tedung. Balinese vowel sign Ulu. Balinese vowel sign Ulusari. Balinese vowel sign Suku. Balinese vowel sign Suku Ilut. Balinese vowel sign Rarepa. Balinese vowel sign Rarepa Tedung. Balinese vowel sign La Lenga. Balinese vowel sign La Lenga Tedung. Balinese vowel sign Taling. Balinese vowel sign Taling Repa. Balinese vowel sign Taling Tedung. Tedung, sorry. Balinese vowel sign Taling Repa Tedung. Balinese vowel sign Pepet. Balinese vowel sign Pepet Tedung. Balinese Adeg. Balinese letter Kaf Sasak. Balinese letter Kot Sasak. Balinese letter Zir Sasak. Balinese letter If Sasak. Balinese letter Ve Sasak. Balinese letter Zao Sasak. Balinese letter Asyura Sasak. Balinese letter Archaic Jinya. And that one's not in Noto. Balinese invert. Oh, what? Okay, they're in Unifont. Balinese inverted Karik Siki. Balinese inverted Karik Parer En. Balinese digit 0. Hold on. Oh, there's new in 16.0. That's why they weren't rendering. Balinese digit 0. Balinese digit 1. Balinese digit 2. Balinese digit 3. Balinese digit 4. Balinese digit 5. Balinese digit 6. Balinese digit 7. Balinese digit 8. Balinese digit 9. Balinese Panti. Balinese Pamda. Balinese Windu. Balinese Karik Pamunka. Balinese Karik Siki. Balinese Karik Par Eren. Balinese Pamining. Balinese musical symbol Dong. Balinese musical symbol Deng. Balinese musical symbol Dung. Balinese musical symbol Dang. Dang? Oh, okay. I just felt like we already done that one. Balinese musical symbol Dang Surang. Balinese musical symbol Ding. Balinese musical symbol Dying. Balinese musical symbol Deung. Balinese musical symbol Dying. Balinese musical symbol dang gede. Balinese musical symbol combining tege. Balinese musical symbol combining indip. Balinese musical symbol combining kempul. Balinese musical symbol combining kempli. Balinese musical symbol combining jegogan. Balinese musical symbol combining kempul with jegogan. Balinese musical symbol combining kempli with jegogan. Balinese musical symbol combining bende. Balinese musical symbol combining gong. Balinese musical symbol right-handed open dug. Balinese musical symbol right hand open dag. Balinese musical symbol right hand closed duk. Balinese musical symbol right hand closed dak. Balinese musical symbol left hand open pang. Balinese musical symbol left hand open pung. Balinese musical symbol left hand closed blak. Balinese musical symbol left hand closed bluk. Balinese musical symbol left hand open ping. Balinese banti lantang. Balinese pamda lantang. Balinese banti bawak. Sundanese sign Banye something. Hold on. All right. Sundanese sign Banye Kiek. Sundanese sign Panglayar. Sundanese sign Pangwisad. Sundanese letter A, Sundanese letter E, Sundanese letter U, Sundanese letter I, Sundanese letter O, Sundanese letter E, Sundanese letter EU, Sundanese letter Ka, Sundanese letter Ka, Sundanese letter Ga, Sundanese letter Nga, Sundanese letter Ja, Sundanese letter Ja, Sundanese letter Za, Sundanese letter Nya, Sundanese letter Ta, Sundanese letter Da, Sundanese letter Na, Sundanese letter Ba, Sundanese letter fa, Sundanese letter va, Sundanese letter ba, Sundanese letter ma, Sundanese letter ya, Sundanese letter ra, Sundanese letter la, Sundanese letter wa, Sundanese letter sa, Sundanese letter ha, Sundanese letter ha, Sundanese consonant sign paminkal, Sundanese consonant sign panyakra, Sundanese consonant sign panyiku, Sundanese vowel sign panghulu, Sundanese vowel sign panyuku, Sundanese vowel sign panay laeng, Sundanese vowel sign panolong, Sundanese vowel sign pamepid. Sundanese vowel sign paneu leung. Sundanese vowel sign pamai. Sundanese sign Sundanese sign pamai. Sundanese sign virama. Sundanese consonant sign pasangan ma. Sundanese consonant sign pasangan wa. Sundanese letter ka, Sundanese letter sia, Sundanese digit 0, Sundanese digit 1, Sundanese digit 2, Sundanese digit 3, Sundanese digit 4, Sundanese digit 5, Sundanese digit 6, Sundanese digit 7, Sundanese digit 8, Sundanese digit 9. Sundanese avagraha, Sundanese letter reu, Sundanese letter leu, Sundanese letter alias correction. Sundanese letter archaic e, Sundanese letter final k, Sundanese letter final m. Batak letter a, Batak letter simalungun a, Batak letter ha, Batak letter simalungun ha, Batak letter mandailing ha, Batak letter ba, Batak letter karo ba, Batak letter pa, Batak letter simalungun pa, Batak letter na, Batak letter mandailing na, Batak letter wa, Batak letter simalungun wa. Batak letter pakpak wa. Batak letter ga. Batak letter simalungun ga. Batak letter ja. Batak letter da. Batak letter ra. Batak letter simalungun ra. Batak letter ma. Batak letter simalungun ma. Batak letter southern ta. I was just double checking those. Batak letter northern ta. Batak letter sa. Batak letter simalungun sa. Batak letter mandailing sa. Batak letter ya. Batak letter simalungun ya. Batak letter nga. Batak letter la. Batak letter simalungun la. Batak letter nya. Batak letter kya. Sorry. Batak letter nda. Batak letter mba. Batak letter I. Batak letter u. Batak letter. Batak sign tompi. Batak vowel sign e. Batak vowel sign pak e. Batak vowel sign e. Batak vowel sign I. Batak vowel sign karo I. Batak vowel sign o. Batak vowel sign karo o. Batak vowel sign u. Batak vowel sign u for simalungun sa. Batak consonant sign ng. Batak consonant sign h. Batak pangolat. Batak panon what the heck? Batak panongonan. Batak symbol bindu na metek. Bindu Batak symbol bindu pinorboras. Batak symbol bindu judul. Batak symbol bindu pangolat. We're getting really close. We have like one more bite's worth of stuff and then we'll be in the realm where I'd be okay with stopping for tonight. Hold on, my voice is starting to hurt. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the room and grab some water. I have retrieved water and I am ready to continue with this last little bit. Lepcha letter ka, lepcha letter kla, lepcha letter ka, lepcha letter ga, lepcha letter gla, lepcha letter nga, lepcha letter kya, lepcha letter cha, lepcha letter ja, lepcha letter nya, lepcha letter ta, lepcha letter ta, lepcha letter da. Lepcha letter na, lepcha letter pa, lepcha letter pla, lepcha letter pa, lepcha letter fa, lepcha letter fla, lepcha letter ba, lepcha letter bla, lepcha letter ma, lepcha letter mla, lepcha letter tsa, lepcha letter tsa, lepcha letter za, lepcha letter ya, lepcha letter ra, lepcha letter la, lepcha letter ha, lepcha letter hla, lepcha letter va. Lepcha letter sa, lepcha letter sha, lepcha letter wa, lepcha letter a, lepcha subjoined letter ya, lepcha subjoined letter ra, lepcha vowel sign a, lepcha vowel sign I, lepcha vowel sign o, lepcha vowel sign o, lepcha vowel sign u, lepcha vowel sign u. Lepcha vowel sign e, lepcha vowel sign lepcha consonant sign ka, lepcha consonant sign m, lepcha consonant sign lep, lepcha consonant sign n, lepcha consonant sign p, lepcha consonant sign r, lepcha consonant sign t, lepcha consonant sign nindo, lepcha consonant sign kang, lepcha consonant sign ran, lepcha sign nukta. Sorry. Lepcha sign niran, lepcha sign nukta. Lepcha punctuation tarol, lepcha punctuation niet tium tarol. Lepcha punctuation gerwa, lepcha punctuation sok gerwa, lepcha punctuation sok. Lepcha digit 0, lepcha digit 1, lepcha digit 2, lepcha digit 3, lepcha digit 4, lepcha digit 5, lepcha digit 6, lepcha digit 7, lepcha digit 8, lepcha digit 9. Lepcha letter da, lepcha letter ta, lepcha letter da. Gonna water again. Need to stay watered. I am so close. So utterly close. I've already done a lot for today. I've gone from here to here across 2 streams. Actually, no, I went from here to here. That's pretty good for me, I'd say. I think like 1 column a day is about as much as I can do. I think maybe maybe tomorrow I can go all the way up to Gullah-Gullitic. Or, no, I think I can actually finish this. I might even be able to go up to here. It just depends on how far I want to push my stamina. It's going to be Christmas Eve. Old Cheeky digit 0, Old Cheeky digit 1, Old Cheeky digit 2, Old Cheeky digit 3, Old Cheeky digit 4, Old Cheeky digit 5, Old Cheeky digit 6, Old Cheeky digit 7, Old Cheeky digit 8, Old Cheeky digit 9, Old Cheeky letter la, Old Cheeky letter at, Old Cheeky letter ag, Old Cheeky letter ang, Old Cheeky letter al, Old Cheeky letter la, Old Cheeky letter ak, Old Cheeky letter I, Old Cheeky letter am, Old Cheeky letter aw, Old Cheeky letter li, Old Cheeky letter is, Old Cheeky letter ich, Old Cheeky letter in, Old Cheeky letter ir, Old Cheeky letter lu, Old Cheeky letter uch, Old Cheeky letter ud, Old Cheeky letter un, Old Cheeky letter uy, Old Cheeky letter le, Old Cheeky letter ip, Old Cheeky letter ed, Old Cheeky letter in, Old Cheeky letter air, Old Cheeky letter lo, Old Cheeky letter ot, Old Cheeky letter ob, Old Cheeky letter ov, Old Cheeky letter o, Old Cheeky letter what? Old Cheeky mu to dag, Old Cheeky gala to dog, Old Cheeky mugahla to dog, Old Cheeky rela, Old Cheeky parka, Old Cheeky ahda, sorry, ahad, Old Cheeky punctuation mukyad, Old Cheeky punctuation double mukyad, Cyrillic small letter rounded v, Cyrillic small letter long-legged de. What the heck? I didn't know Cyrillic small letter d could have such long legs. What? I love this. I love this, actually. I love it. It's just little cute and small, has a little long legs. I love that. Anyway. Cyrillic small letter narrow o. Cyrillic small letter wide is. Cyrillic small letter tall te. Cyrillic small letter 3-legged te. Cyrillic small letter tall hard sign. Cyrillic small letter tall yacht. Cyrillic small letter unblended ook. Cyrillic small letter ye. Cyrillic small letter Cyrillic capital letter j. Cyrillic small letter j. Here we go. Ow, I'm sorry. We're continuing. Georgian Matavuli capital letter an. That's for all of these. I'm gonna have to pronounce that. Georgian Matavruli letter ban. Georgian Matavruli letter gan. Georgian Matavruli letter don. Georgian Matavruli capital letter in. Sorry. Georgian Matavruli capital letter vin. Georgian Matavruli capital letter zin. Georgian Matavruli capital letter tan. Georgian Matavruli capital letter in. Georgian Matavruli capital letter kan. Georgian Matavruli capital letter las. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter man. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter nar. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter on. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter par. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter jar. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter rai. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter san. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter tar. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter un. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter par. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter kar. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter gan. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter kar. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter shin. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter chin. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter kyan. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter gil. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter chil. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter char. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter khan. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Jan. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Hai. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter He. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter He. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter We. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Har. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Hoe. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Fi. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Un. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Elfi. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter turned gan. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Ein. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter Ein. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter hard sign. Georgian Metavruli, capital letter labial sign. Sundanese punctuation bindu surya. Sundanese punctuation bindu panglong. Sundanese punctuation bindu purnama. Sundanese punctuation bindu chakra. Sundanese punctuation bindu leo satanga. Sundanese punctuation bindu ka satanga. Sundanese punctuation bindu da satanga. Sundanese punctuation bindu ba satanga. One last block and I'll be done. This is the final block that I'm gonna be going through today. Vedic extensions. Vedic tone karshana. Vedic tone shara. Vedic tone prenka. Vedic sign nishvasa. Vedic sign Yajur Vedic midline Svarita. Vedic tone Yajur Vedic aggravated independent Svarita. Vedic tone Yajur Vedic independent Svarita. Vedic tone Yajur Vedic Kathaka independent Svarita. Vedic tone Kantra below. Vedic tone Yajur Vedic Kathaka independent Svarita Oeder. Vedic tone double Svarita. Double Vedic tone triple Svarita. Vedic tone Kataka Andatta. Vedic tone dot below. Vedic tone 2 dots below. Vedic tone 3 dots below. Vedic tone Rig Vedic Kashmiri independent Svarita. Vedic tone Atharva Vedic independent Svarita. Vedic sign Visarga Svarita. Vedic sign Visarga Udatta. Vedic sign reversed Visagra Udatta. Vedic sign Visarga Anudatta. Vedic sign reversed Visagra Anudatta. Vedic sign Visagra Udatta with tail. Vedic sign Visagra Anudatta with tail. Vedic sign Anusvara Antargula Gomuka. Vedic sign Anusvara Bahim Irgomuka. Vedic sign Anusvara Vamagomuka. Vedic sign Anusvara Vamagomuka with tail. Vedic sign Tiryak. Vedic sign hexaform long Anusvara. Vedic sign long Anusvara. Vedic sign Rtang long Anusvara. Vedic sign Anusvara Upayato Mukha. Vedic sign Ardhavis Arga. Vedic sign rotated Ardhavisarga. Vedic tone Gandhra above. Vedic sign Jivamulya. Vedic sign Upadmaniya. Vedic sign Atikrama. Vedic tone ring above. Vedic tone double ring above. Vedic sign double Anusvara Antargomukha. What's this next block? Okay. Phonetic extensions. This is all Latin letters, but I do not have the energy for that today, if I'm being entirely honest. But we are this far from the end of the column. Column bound, okay. I might consider if I want to, actually finish the column today. No, I'm not going to finish the column. I don't have the energy. It would be great to start the next day up here. But I'm afraid, I don't have the energy for that. But I think tomorrow will go a little smoother because these are all, general symbols. I'm not going to have to guess at a lot of pronunciation anymore. It's going to be mostly smooth sailing. Pretty much. So that is the end of today. Yeah. That's it. Hold on. That was great. That only took 2 hours. That's a great time for me. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. That's the end of the stream. Everyone have a good day, no matter what that day may be.